Welcome to the 37th video in our series about Unix tools. In the last video, I made a horrible mistake near the end of the video. After I had removed the echo so that the programs really moved things, I ran one of the bulk renamer scripts and I forgot to specify a directory name. So the script ran without any output, but it actually renamed every .py to .uppercase pi, starting in the current directory, which was my user's home directory. So every one of my Python programs now has an uppercase.py extension. I don't want that. This kind of error happens often, where you're testing and you forget some parameter and you break your system. This is why you should be careful. But instead of being sad or angry, let's take an opportunity to learn more. We now need to make some kind of undo script that renames every uppercase.py back to lowercase.py. Can we do it? Of course we can. Yeah, a little less talk and a lot more action would be better. Let's do it. So, what do we need to do? We need to do another bulk rename, but the other direction. So let's copy the bulk renamer, which we now know it really works because we did it, and change our name back the other direction because we're going to rename from uppercase pi back to lowercase pi. The next thing we need to do is edit that new file, which is a copy of the old file, and swap our extensions, which we'd like to have a lowercase pi, and we want to remove an uppercase pi, and that's it. Do we have any lowercase pi? We do not. Do we have any uppercase pi? And we really should put the print, but print is the default. Yes, we do. We have 7 file names that need fixing. Another thing I suggested in the last video was at least print what you're doing. Don't just do it. So how do we modify this so we print what we're doing and we do it? Well, we know that will print what we're doing. We know that. But we need to extend this shell script some more to actually do it. The semicolon marks a new line. So it allows you to put more than one command on the same line of shell. And I should show you that before we run this script. But you can see what we're trying to do. We're going to run a shell and it's going to do 2 lines. It's going to echo what it's going to do, and then it's going to actually do the move. And this is all one very long line. So we need our line continuation character. Let's save it to that name. And let me show you that if I do echo high, and if I do echo high semicolon echo Bob, I see hi Bob. So multiple commands can be separated by a semicolon on one line in the shell. We verified that. So, do you feel brave? Do you have courage? Sure we do. We're going to run the renamer, and we're going to do it on this home directory, or you could say home or since I'm already in the home directory, I could just leave it out like I did last time. It should print what it's going to do, and then it should do it. And we should see 6 lines of output, 7 lines of output, 1 for each of these. And you say, is that 6? Is that 7? How do I know? Remember your friend WC. And it said, oh, I can't do it. It says I can't find it because I made some typo. So there's 7 files. And if we run this command correctly, it says syntax error, unterminated quoted string. It won't do it. And this is an example of just how frustrating programming for the shell can be. Don't let it depress you. Just take a look and say, why is this happening to me? And this is happening to me because I have an open quote and I have a close quote and I have another open. I have 2 opens and 1 close. That's a mistake. Okay. Fair enough. Save it. And try again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. They all look okay. They don't show the quotes. So did it really work? Let's find out. Let's do a find here, and we'll say I only want files, and I want any kind of pi, uppercase, lowercase, whatever. Show me what you've got. And you can see they all now have lowercase. So our backwards renamer worked from uppercase pi to lowercase pi, and it printed what it was doing as it did it. So that's definitely an improvement. We have fixed our bad code. We were unable to prove that you need -r, but I need you to trust me that you do. And we showed, as a side effect, how to have a multi-line shell script in a subshell in xargs. And we did that by having the open quote, put whatever line you want, a semicolon, a backslash, and then on the next and following lines don't have an open quote, and at the end of the very last line, wow, it's hard to mark one character. At the end of the very last line, have one more quote. Remember, these $signs are part of the -a output to show you the end of line. You cannot have a space after the backslash because backslash space means give me a space no matter what. It has a different meaning. We've had several videos in a row using find and xargs and some shell scripting. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take a break from find, xargs, and shell scripting. So our next video will do something else. At least this video, I didn't make any horrible mistake. I made a small typo, but nothing broke my files. So I'm very pleased with that. And you've seen that our renaming technology with this bulk rename works. And then I said you could use this one instead, which is simpler and easier to understand. So 2 different ways to solve the problem. This one doesn't use xargs. This one does. Which one should you use? If you have a choice, this one is certainly easier to understand, easier to remember. Okay, I want to thank you for having the patience to go through this short burst of Find xargs videos. And I promise you our next video will be something else. So please come back for that video. And until next time, I want to say thank you for listening.